Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Thursday. Today for writing, everyone, we're going to be learning to write the end of our literary retell. All right. Now, on Monday, we planned our writing, making sure that we thought about what we wanted to include in our literary retell. Okay. On Tuesday, we wrote the orientation of our literary retell, where we spoke about the setting and the characters, and we wrote about what happened in the beginning of The Gingerbread Man. Then yesterday, we wrote about what happened in the middle of the story, and remember, the middle is where the problem takes place. Today, we're writing about the end. Okay? Now, a good writer always needs to make sure they go back and reread what they have already written before they continue. So that's what we're going to do. I've actually written my own literary retell. I've written the orientation, the beginning, and the middle. Okay? I have not yet written the end. That's what we're doing today. Now, before I reread what I've got here, I want to speak to you about your handwriting. So I have ruled up some dotted thirds. We know that this is what our dotted thirds look like. Okay, we need to remember that our letters sit on the solid line. They do not sit on the dotted lines. Okay, we need to think about our writing cat. We all know about that. All letters have a body. Some letters have a head. Some letters have a tail. Some letters have all three. Okay? Now, I want you to have a look at the way my letters are sitting on the solid line. They're sitting on the solid line neatly, and you can see that I have made sure that they fit in that one line here. If they have a head, they go up to this dotted line. If they have a tail, they come down, they hang down, okay, like this Y. So I want you to make sure that while you're writing today, you're using your neatest handwriting, thinking about your writing cat, thinking about our dotted thirds. I know some of you might be using a different book because you finished the ones with the dotted thirds. That's fine. Just make sure you're still thinking about our handwriting, okay? All right, let's read to see what I've already got here so that I can then continue, okay? The Gingerbread Man. In the story, the characters are the gingerbread man, the old lady, her husband, the cow, pig, chicken, and the scary fox. Okay. So you can already see that I'm using adjectives. I'm using words to make my writing more interesting. I've described the fox as scary, and I've described the lady as old. Okay? Remember, in our plan, I said make sure your plan is short and you're only using keywords. Now that we're writing our literary retell, I want as much detail and as many adjectives and interesting words as possible. Okay? The scary, I've started with a capital letter because it's a new sentence. The story is set in the old couple's small shack by the forest and outside in the river. Okay, that's my orientation. I've included information about the characters and information about the setting. Let's read on. So I wrote the orientation in green. I then wrote the beginning in blue. Okay. In the beginning of the story, the old lady was baking a gingerbread man. She was busy decorating him, and all of a sudden he jumped up and came to life. Okay, that's the beginning of my literary retell. Yours might be very different. Okay, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want to write this with you on Tuesday because I wanted you to come up with your own ideas. Okay, then I wrote about the middle yesterday. I've left a space here. So this is a paragraph, this is a new paragraph. In the middle of the story, the gingerbread man ran away from the old lady. I've used capital letters for characters' names. She chased him outside, and then the cow, pig, and chicken joined too. No one could catch him, but when he saw a river, he stopped. Now I've used an exclamation mark. Okay, I haven't used a full stop to end that sentence because I wanted it to be read with extra expression. I'm starting my next sentence, of course, with a capital letter. The gingerbread man hopped onto a scary fox's back. The scary fox flicked his head back and tried to eat the delicious gingerbread man. Ooh, okay, so I've actually used another adjective here. I've used a couple. I've described the fox as scary, and I've described the gingerbread man as delicious. All right, everyone wants to eat him. Now it's time to move on to the end, where we speak about the events that took place at the end of the story. Okay? Now, again, I am not going to write this with you right now. I want you to come up with your own ideas. That's what good writers do. Okay? Your sentence will start with, at the end of the story. And then I would continue writing and explain all of the events that happened at the end. All right? Please make sure you are using capital letters at the start of your sentences. Make sure you are using punctuation where you need it. Okay? Make sure you are using spaces between your words. Okay? Reread your work. Okay? Make sure it makes sense and make sure you're happy with it before you continue today. All right, boys and girls, I can't wait to read your literary retells at the end of today. Please make sure you are giving me your 5-star work and you are putting in your best effort. And I am so impressed to see that all of you are doing that. So well done. Awesome. Bye, boys and girls. Let me know if you have any questions.